Big news for Rangers and Rangers fans. Derek McInnes has been officially unveiled as the new Rangers manager. We're obviously across the pond. I mean, I've only heard bits and bobs of his press conference, but what do you guys make of it so far, what you've heard?
I've only listened to clips myself, Dan. I've seen the kind of full transcript of the press conference. Look, very unsurprisingly, I thought Derek McInnes spoke brilliantly, hit all the right notes, said all the right things, is very clear in what he wants and how he wants to do it at Rangers. So, honestly, absolutely nothing surprised me. I've said on here, obviously, for long enough, I think it's the right appointment. Should have been done a long time ago. I really believe he'll be a successful Rangers manager. And I just thought he spoke like a Rangers manager should speak. I think it's a great start for him, and he'll just be itching now to get the training gear on, and get on the pitch with these players, and crucially get some new players in.
Are you as confident, Keith, that Derek McInnes will be a successful Rangers manager, Scott?
I think that Rangers have made a very sensible appointment here in Derek McInnes. I think that the first thing, Rangers have lost their identity, and it's been allowed to happen over a number of years. There's been managers in there that don't really understand the remit, that don't really have a connection or really get it. There's been people making decisions about, which manager to hire that you would put in the exact same category. Guys like Kevin Thelwell walked in arrogant from the start, thought that he could appoint anybody that's been in English football for at any level for 2 minutes and they'll breeze it in Scotland. Didn't get it. The whole head coach thing was another sign. That was a way of these people trying to say, well, we're the really important guys. The manager, that could be anybody. Rangers can't and should not have disappeared down that rabbit hole. That was just stupid. It was ill thought out, and it was arrogant. And I think it's significant. As I said to you, Dan, I think we said in this show, I think we broke the news on the Saturday a couple of weeks ago that Rangers had approached Hearts for permission to speak to Derek, and that the talks were advancing over that weekend. What was that, last weekend? Because I said that the appointment would be made early this week, and the press conference, the official unveiling. So that was today. And I said from the get-go, I think that you'll find that Derek McInnes will want to be manager, not men's team head coach.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important. And I know that they spoke about that at today's press conference. It is important. And I think that McInnes, do you know what I think is the major strength for Derek McInnes is Derek McInnes was a player there when Rangers were, the cock of the walk in Scottish football, 9 in a row, under Walter Smith. He knows the standards that were required to get Rangers to that point of dominance, and that'll be his mission now to drive those standards and make it more recognisable to what he remembered during his own playing days. So yeah, I think rather than go for somebody that again doesn't know, if you don't know what it is that you're trying to achieve, it's very difficult to get there. But and we've seen all these guys with their different sort of ideas and philosophies. Rangers are about winning. Derek McInnes understands that. Walter Smith taught him it, and I think that this is the best move Rangers have made in a long, long time.
I think one of the important things he said, Daniel, just for the clips, I think he was asked about what his kind of aspirations were in Europe for Rangers, and he basically said, look, of course we want to do well across the board, but the most important thing is to win domestically again. And I've been saying this about Rangers for a number of years now. I go back to even when Steven Gerrard was there, who won a title. I thought even he put probably too much emphasis on Europe in his first 2 seasons at the club, rather than focusing on winning the title. It was only when it came about, Rangers had to stop Celtic's 10 in a row, that suddenly the title, I think, became the priority. Yeah. That's the priority again for Rangers right now. Listen, of course Derek McInnes will want to progress in the Europa League and get big European nights back at Ibrox again, but make no mistake, his number one priority will be win domestic games of football and challenge for the title and challenge for the 2 domestic trophies. Because for me, Europe, for Rangers, no, Europe should always be a bonus. No, you earn Europe by winning titles in Scotland, and that's the kind of mantra they need to get back to, because as Jacko says, they've lost that identity for too long now, and I do think McInnes is the guy to get it back.
Do you know what he said that I think really registered for me was, and I'm talking about on the back of the Russell Martin appointment, Danny Rohl, these guys were just delighted to be there. You know, and I'm sure they wanted to win games of football, of course they did, that's why they're in management, but it didn't seem like priority number one. Certainly wasn't for Russell Martin. He was talking about styles of play and philosophies, and then you get Danny Rohl. Danny Rohl was the ultimate just pleased to be here, a guy that had 18 months of coaching or managerial experience at Sheffield Wednesday. These guys don't really get it. And Derek McInnes, what he said, the one thing that resonated, I think, with me was he wants to be here, he wants to enjoy himself, and he knows you can only enjoy yourself at Rangers when you're winning trophies. Otherwise, it's the wrong place for you.
Yeah.
If you think you can just saunter through and you can put some long-term vision in place, you've not read the book. You don't understand what it is you're getting involved in. And Derek McInnes understands that. He can only enjoy himself as Rangers manager if he's a successful Rangers manager. And if he's not a successful Rangers manager, he knows he won't be in the job for very long. And it's just that, it's as basic as that. He gets that. And other guys who have come in with, blue sky thinking and big ideas and formations and modern day cliches, and they were never going to cut it at Rangers. I think Rangers have given themselves a chance with Derek McInnes. He's got a chance where these other guys didn't have a chance from the start.